Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Zero Gaming here. So the roller coaster that we get last week because of the appearance of a certain nobody or a fucking walking tutorial getting his FR and BT, which is Rex. Anyway, enough shit talking about him. So we're getting the real leading man of the game itself this time. But before we get into that, Golbez also actually get his rework with an air quote. Alright. So Golbez honestly gets almost nothing here. He gained a little bit of HP attack, but all he does right now, I mean, he's a main damage dealer. His main role is to do damage, so you expect something more out of him, but all he gets is 4 HP dumps across the board with his skill 1 and skill 2, and then 7 HP dumps with his LD. It's really not too much. His EX does gain a little bit more with the Crystal 1190 upgrade, but Golbez never charged his EX really quickly, so unless you're relying on EX recharger like Lutes, there's really not much reason to go for Golbez. He has a very nice freeze aura with his BT like before, but other than that, that's really about it, you know. Golbez doesn't gain a lot in this banner, and he has the elemental issue, especially it's even more inherent right now with FR being a condition as well as elemental lockout. So Golbez he has just so much going for him. It's not really worth pulling for this character at this current moment. Almost no reason for you to use him. There's so much more character outside of Golbez having so much more better than him right now. So yeah, a very sad situation. He has no Brave Gain between attacks, so unless you're running Kate Sif Kate Shi or Charlotta, Golbez is not going to do any damage once Dark Elemental is locked out. So yeah. Conclusion, like I said right there, it's sad day for a big armor boy here. Alright, moving on from Golbez, we'll be getting Balthier. Alright, so Balthier get an FR and he has the potential to go up to 150%. Given that if his synergy in a single action. So Balthier is arguably the highest FR damage, HP damage bonus out right now with his niche utility, if you still call it niche, that is. So the idea is he has to remove an enemy buff for him to actually gain that condition of plus 80%, which is a lot. The only problem is, as usual, Balthier is a very niche character given the fact that his entire utility relies on him having to dispel the enemy. So if the enemy doesn't gain buff very often, then you're having a big trouble to actually gain the 80% boost. He does have he still have a very decent 60% boost outside of the 80% from that buff removing. So in my opinion, it's actually not that bad, but you do need to work around having a party-wide range unit. For example, Kane with his follow-up, I don't think that's hard, or Cisne. All these are the more popular range attacker. But of course, you can have Faris, you know, the new elemental lockout unit. Faris with her range skill 2 also has Dispel utility, which is actually very decent with Balthier if you ask me. And then you also have Yuffie, which is my personal favorite, that also works well with Balthier because of her buff removing with her LD and her skill 1. So all these units actually can work well with Balthier in a sense where even if the enemy doesn't have buff for you to remove, you can still gain a solid 60%. And if the enemy has buff for you to remove, then that's even better. But if the enemy is a situation where they constantly gain buff, then you know who to bring with, which is an Oren with a Vanille Spill. Look at him counter and he'll get 80% off turn. Holy shit, that's a lot. Like I said, it's a very niche situation, but once you have it, it's gonna perform so good that even all those meta won't be dealing as much as he does. So yeah, Balthier has the best condition, right? I mean, not the best condition, sorry. I mean, he has the best HP damage bonus up, but definitely not the best condition. It's not a really party-wide friendly condition. If only his range ability can be performed off-turn with a little bit like 5% for example, then he can be a little bit better with units like Kane or Cisne. But other than that, yeah, probably not right now. I think Faris would be a very awesome addition if only his off-turn has the ability. But also note that Balthier can actually work with any unit with a counter that has an E slot as long as you can slot in Vanille Spill inside. So I personally think that Forest could work really well with Balthier in that sense, where Forest can remove the debuff on turn and remove the debuff off turn as well. Although you don't really want to give Forest Vanilla Spill because it's kind of a waste, since Forest always dispel with her skill 2. So this is a very situational condition. If you're extra spill and you want to experiment, then yeah, I think Forest would be even better than Oran in this situation. But other than that, yeah, Oran is still the more popular one, because you either already equip Vanilla Spill on Oran, or you're going to do it because Oran works the best with that spear itself. So yeah, overall I think Balthier is quite of an interesting unit. The only problem is, actually there's a lot of problem with the banner. Outside of his FR being niche, he's like I said before, Golbez upgrade totally sucks in my opinion. I think those Golbez fan could agree as well, because I mean, it's just really sad. He's a very good unit when his BT was first released, and right now he's just gaining the minimal rework. I don't know. Anyway, besides that, Balthier also will get a BT later down the line, which if you want to use him more later, of course you want that BT. He's gonna boost his damage capability by a hell of a lot. Anyway, his FR, like I said, is rather niche at this point, and there's actually very strong unit coming up in the upcoming month. All those units that's really good. Hope, Dorgan, even Aranea is arguably better right now. So personally, I think Balthier just has a little bit too little going for him for you to justify your pull on this banner, unless of course you're a fan, or if you still don't have Renoir's BT and would like to try your luck here, why not, go ahead. Or even if you want to token his BT later down the line and just want to get over with his FR right now, like me with Arif, then yeah, I don't think that's a problem. So yeah, personally though, skipping totally because I want to save for upcoming unit. I already spent on Arif, which I initially don't plan to. So yeah, so that's about it. Let me know what your guys' plan is in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.